to all our viewers. We are back again with yet another episode of Project Talk, an initiative by PropTiger to enlighten all the prospective buyers waiting for answers to their compelling questions. I'm Sneha Sharon, your host for the day, and I'm joined by a distinguished panel today. Mr. Pavan Vajram, CEO, Vajram Group. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you, Sneha.
Mr. Vamsi Krishna, VP Sales and Marketing at Vajram. Welcome. And Mr. Suchindra, City Head, PropTiger. Welcome.
Thank you, Sneha.
Now, Vajram Group has been a known name in the southern market. The company focuses on creating architectural projects by identifying and analyzing locations with a promise of an excellent growth potential. PropTiger is India's leading real estate advisory firm to have served over 25,000 home buyers throughout their home buying journey at zero brokerage for customers. May I now request Mr. Krishna and Suchindra to go ahead with a brief introduction of the companies they're representing.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the webinar. I'll give you a very short intro of our company. We started our journey in 2010, and we are driven by core values of quality, integrity, commitment, and professionalism. We can call ourselves a new gen realty company that is pretty much customer centric. In the last 5 years, we have developed around 20 lakh square feet in residential and commercial spaces. We are poised to deliver another 20 lakh square feet in residential and commercial in the next 3 to 5 years. Yeah, over to you, Sneha, and I look forward to the questions today.
Suchindra.
Good afternoon, everyone. Firstly, I hope you and your loved ones are safe at your homes. Just to give you a small introduction, PropTiger is one of the leading end-to-end property consulting firm in the country, with support expertise in property search, site visits, and also home loans. PropTiger brings in professionalism, transparency, and commitment at zero cost to the customers. We are tied up with all reputed builders across the country to ensure only the best is suggested to you. I really hope this webinar gives you clarity as to why real estate is still one of the safest investments in the long run.
Thank you, Suchindra. I'd like to now play a small video that talks about North Bangalore, its potential, and the projects in focus today.
Known as the Silicon Valley of India, Bangalore is the capital of Karnataka and is one of the most developed metropolis in the country. The development in the IT sector has made Bangalore the center of high-tech industry with many MNCs setting up their bases here. Bangalore has also been the birthplace of several now multi-billion dollar companies. There has also been a tremendous growth in the demand of residential units over the last 2 years. Bangalore is now witnessing a new reformation, and it has started in the northern region of the city. The north of Bangalore is the fastest growing region in the city and is becoming the next residential and commercial destination. Proximity to the Kempegowda International Airport, availability of space, upcoming tech parks, improved connectivity, and real estate development are the major factors of increasing demand in this region. There have been over 16,500 units newly launched in North Bangalore and is met by a steady demand for those units, and over 80% units sold over the last 2 years. The prominent location of North Bangalore are Devanahalli, Hebal, Thanisandra and Yelahanka, among others, and are attracting top builders to launch their benchmark projects in them. One such prominent developer is Vajram Group. Vajram Group is a new generation Bangalore-based real estate development company transcending conventions in design, quality, construction, and customer relationships based on its founding principles of integrity, quality, commitment, and professionalism. We are proud to present 2 milestone projects at North Bangalore, Vajram New Town and Vajram Tiara. It is a perfect millennial home. The perfect statement that sums up the millennial modern lifestyle on offer at Vajram New Town. Located at the heart of Thanisandra, The project comprises of 2 towers with a triple height podium landscape and amenities that provide grandeur to the building at the entrance level and at a central clubhouse that acts as a connection between 2 towers at the 18th floor. Tiara paints a truly remarkable picture of first impressions are the foundation of an identity. Pristinely set on a 4.5 acres in bustling community of Yelahanka, Tiara epitomizes a luxurious sense of arrival and tranquil yet lavish living. All of these unique facets effortlessly come together to form a single harmonious entity that is Tiara. With class-leading amenities, the convenience of connectivity, and Vajram's promise of quality, Newtown and Tiara strike the perfect balance of luxurious and convenient lifestyle.
So that's quality lifestyle and a promising future. Well, without any further delay, I'd like to open up our Q&A session. Mr. Vajram, my first question is for you. Indian realty is grappling with some uncertainties today due to COVID-19. What are the opportunities we must look forward to?
Thank you, Sneha, for a good question. So let me start stating that Indian government has done a great job in containing the COVID-19 spread compared to other developed nations, thereby limiting the impact on the economy. This is really a great start for us. The reality is that, once we open the economy, we all have to accept the fact that how do we coexist with the, COVID-19? This is going to be very key for our industry. The corporations and the governments throughout the world are spending billions of dollars to figure out how do we stop spread of COVID-19, a treatment for the COVID-19, and potentially a vaccine. I'm sure sometime, second quarter of this financial year, we will see some sort of a resolution to this pandemic, and I hope the economy will open up with all cylinders fired up. So from an end user perspective, with respect to COVID-19 impact, when you buy, a residential asset class, generally it is, won't have much of impact in terms of the market conditions. But please understand that when you buy a residential for living purpose, it is a long-term investment for you. So you don't have to really worry about a market condition, what happens today or 2 years from now. Typically, the horizon of investment will be about 10 to 15 years. If I have a residential customers who is looking to buy a house or who already has a house, I don't see, this COVID-19 has any impact to them. So coming back to the, builders and industry perspective, COVID-19 will definitely have a lot of challenges with respect to supply chain management, with respect to availability of the labor, and potentially a mismatch between the demand and the revenues. I think from the government perspective, government has introduced a lot of liquidity in the market to the banking channels to help the companies weather through the short-term, what you call the cash flow issues. That is great news for the Indian reality. That's a great news for the builders and customers because it may take maybe 2-3 months before we see how the COVID-19 is going to impact us. But in the start time, we will really have some sort of a financial help, to weather through our cash flow issues. On the demand side, I don't see there are fundamentally any structural changes. As you all know that, residential real estate in Bangalore is mostly driven by the IT and technology. I think, if I have to pick up few industries which are very well positioned to do well, I would say technology is one of those industries. In fact, we see that, there's going to be a lot of demand for IT and technology by way of demand for increasing digital infrastructure spending, cloud computing, and security products. Okay. There could be more demand from NRIs and living, especially in the Middle East and US, because these two regions has a maximum effect of COVID-19. So these customers might start coming back to India in next to maybe 3 to 4 months. that actually can have some spike in the demand. And the rupee also helping them in terms of the transition. To summarize, the impact of COVID-19 to the realty industry, if you are an end user customer, I don't think it have any impact. In fact, it may be a great time for you to pick up a property. A lot of builders are coming up with some good, schemes. If you're for the industry, we are going to see some challenges in next quarter, as I said earlier. On the demand side, I see a very healthy demand coming up, due to IT, healthcare, and other companies driving the demand for the housing. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, continuing with that, Mr. Vajram, now many potential buyers come asking us about the right time to buy. Now, the problem is the time right now, or what do you suggest such buyers, what should they be looking at before investing?
I think the right time to buy for end users is somewhere between 26 to 27 years old. When you are in 3 to 5 years of a career, that is the right time you start seriously looking into buying the house. Please understand that buying the house is a very long-term investment. It is very important to be in the market than time the market. The difference between the being in the market and the time to market is you don't want to time the market with respect to the prices. For example, let's say the prices today is 5,000 rupees per square foot. It's very important you be in the market. In the long run, being in the market will give you more wealth than timing the market. So with respect to how you choose a particular, micro market or a house, in my, 10 years of personal and professional, experience, there are 4 important factors you need to really look for. One of the factors is, how is the commercial establishment currently set up in a micro market, and how is the activity of commercial leasing activity? Generally, what you see that's going to happen next 3 to 5 years. This is important because the more commercial and office spaces and IT parks you have, the more you can expect the price appreciation, and you will also have a better option for the employment opportunity. Second and important aspect is the education and social infrastructure. It's very, very important that, the micro market, what you're looking at, has a very good primary, secondary, and preschool education infrastructure, typically driven by the very reputed companies. I think education is one of the best investment that you can make for you, on yourself and your kids. And potentially down the line, if you do want to, for any reason, move out to another city or some other country, you will have a better rental opportunity to lease it up. Third and another important aspect is the commute and connectivity. You need to make sure that you are within half an hour to 40 minutes of core employment reason, and also make sure that your micro market, what you have chosen, has a very well connectivity to the city as well as other parts of the infrastructure like airports, central bank and other stuff. I think last and very important is the growth potential. I think, you need to do some research to figure out which are the micro markets and which of the areas in general has a more potential for the growth. I'll just give an example. A lot of people, for last 3-4 years, they're predicting that, Hebbal is going to be a center of the Bangalore, which it is already, and they're going to see, North Bangalore as one of the potential hotspots for the future growth. We're seeing a lot of companies are moving to the North Bangalore. So these are all the factors are very important, but end of the day, you need to be very comfortable with your own decision. And that's how I think, you need to really look into how you buy the house in particular micro market. Thank you, Neha.
Now, Suchindra, now North Bangalore has been in the limelight now for all the developments. What is the potential that you see in this market today?
So as Mr. Pavan had mentioned about the IT evolution, which started right from the 90s, early 90s, Electronic City had become one of the largest IT hubs with Infosys, TCS, and other companies coming in. Then we had the mid-90s where the government had decided to give away close to about 2,000 acres of land for tech parks and SEZ parks, which is today known as Whitefield. So Electronic City and Whitefield could not expand beyond a certain point because we had Hosur and Kolar on the other side. So in about 2003, the government decided to open up the international airport, and everything else just followed there. So the 6-lane connectivity to the rest of Bangalore, SEZ parks, top international schools and colleges, warehouses, corporate offices, you name it, everything is there in North Bangalore. So North Bangalore itself has a potential to expand in all directions, right from Tumkur, going up to Chikkalapur, Doddaballapur, and extended up to K.R.Puram. The average base price of the apartments in this particular micro market has been between 4,000 to 5,500 per square feet. And we believe this has the potential to reach close to about 7,000 rupees per square feet in the next 4 to 5 years. Unlike the Whitefield market, where the price appreciation will be much lower. So North Bangalore is there to deliver its best, I believe.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Krishna, we'll come to you now. So we're discussing Vajram Tiara and Vajram New Town today. Would you like to explain the USPs of these projects to our viewers?
Definitely. Puneet, can we just have the presentation? Thank you. Yeah. So Newtown is located on Tanishandra Main Road. I think both Mr. Pavan and Suchi have discussed a lot about North Bangalore. So I'll just touch a little bit about that as well. The project is spread out over 7 acres and we're coming up with around 650 units. It's split into 3 phases and we're doing phase 1 construction right now. We'll be delivering around 276 apartments in the next 36 to 40 months. So some of the USPs for this project, location, yes, it's on Tanishandra Main Road, it's a hotspot in North Bangalore. It's very close to Manitha Tech Park. It's also close to the airport road, and it's got a good number of educational institutions and also social infrastructure close to the project. On the project itself, what we're seeing on the screen right now is about the units. So basically, the unit designs, we have ensured that we have created 3 sides open units, and each unit has got only 1 neighbor. And for the master bedrooms, for the 2-bedroom units, we have ensured that we have walk-in wardrobes and provided bay windows and also dual balconies. Now, 2-bedroom configurations, they come in around 1178 to around 1323 square feet, and 3-bedroom, they come under around 1756 square feet. Now, in terms of the project as such, right, one of the most important point is the project is funded by SBI, right? So this gives us a tremendous credibility for the project. Please understand that this is not a project home loan approval, but it's a construction finance which is approved by SBI. So SBI usually issues this kind of an approval after a lot of stringent checks. On the project itself, it's got a lot of open spaces and it's got around 30 plus indoor and outdoor amenities. And we have a clubhouse which is created on the 18th floor, which consists of a sky lounge and rooftop infinity pool. So any other questions for the project? After this talk, my guys will definitely take the questions. And I will basically move on to the next project, which is basically Vajram Tiara. So Puneet, I'll just wait for you to just finish these slides so that you can just have a aerial view of the project. Yeah, so Tiara, it's located in Yelahanka Main Road. Yelahanka is also one of the hotspots in North Bangalore. It's a BDA approved project, and also we have received the OC for this project. It's got fantastic connectivity to the airport with around 4-lane roads. It's got developed infrastructure with a good mix of educational institutions, malls, and hospitals. Tiara, I would say, is all about space and luxury. Luxury in real estate essentially means space, and these apartments actually start when the entire market ends. The project is spread across 4.5 acres and almost 1 acre is dedicated towards amenities. This project consists of 3.5 and 4-bedroom apartments and apartment configurations ranging from around 1,900 square feet to around 2,800 square feet for the 3-bedroom and around 3,450 square feet for a 4-bedroom. Some of the key USPs, which I would say are designs, wherein you have only 1 neighbor for each unit, creating a private corridor, separate family and living rooms, separate wet and dry kitchens for the apartments. Amenities, I would say, almost 1 acre of space is dedicated for the amenities. There are a lot of outdoor and indoor amenities, and we also have a 25,000 square feet clubhouse. So in a nutshell, I would say 4.5 acres for only 237 units leaves a lot of open spaces. And this project has got extensive landscaping. So yeah, this in a nutshell, the USPs of both the projects. Over to you, Sneha, now.
Thank you, Mr. Krishna. Mr. Vajram, if I were to ask you, what are the core strengths and how is your offering unique in the market today? What would you have to say? Mr. Vajram? I think we've lost connection with him. Uh, Let me just move on to my next question. We'll come back to Mr. Vajram. Mr. Krishna, can you tell us, are you rolling out any discounts and offers for prospective home buyers at this point of time?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we are. To address the present situation and to support customers, we are running a few exciting offers. For Vajram, Newtown, before I go into the offers, can I have the presentation for the offers, please? Thank you. So for Vajram Newtown, right, we are offering a no EMI offer for 12 months. This, I believe, will help the customers in easing with the cash flows when making the investments. This is for the first 2-3 months we've launched this offer, and it's around catered for the first 20 customers. So let's see who those first 20 customers are. For Vajram Tiara, as such, we understand that when settling into a house, we will need to buy electronics, and we are offering around 5 lakh worth of electronics. So I think both these offers are pretty well set for both the projects, and we look forward for customers. Thank you, Neha.
Okay. So Suchindra, we'll now move on to the audience questions. We'll wait for Mr. Vajram to get back. Now, first question we received from the audience is, can I book a property online? Is virtual site visit safe and genuine? Would you like us?
Yeah, so it's a definite yes. But as individual buyers, it's very essential for them to do a double check. Please be in constant touch with your relationship managers, visit genuine websites from the builders, or even radar approved property consultants like PropTiger, right? We've developed some cutting edge technologies like slice view, property reviews, Hawkeye view of the location, 3D walkthroughs, live chats, just to help you guys to make your decision while buying a home. Like, digital is the way forward. And remember, not to share your account details, passwords, or CVV number with anybody.
Thank you. Mr. Krishna, there's Pradeep Bandyopadhyay asking us, what is the ongoing rent in Yelahanka? How much rent can I expect in Vajram Tiara?
Well, Pradeep, to answer your question, I think the rental is around 30 to 50K in Yelahanka, and I think that's what you can expect in Vajram Tiara. I strongly encourage you to buy a house rather than rent.
Okay. Suchindra, we have a question from Gunama Shetty. She asks us, how is the neighborhood near Vajram Newtown? I'm looking at areas that are not very crowded, but I also want to live closer to the airport because I'm a frequent flyer.
Okay, so in general, if I have to say that North Bangalore has been low on population density, right? We have close to about 4,000 people staying in 1 square kilometer as a Bangalore standards. And this is probably 1,500 people staying in 1 square kilometer. This is mainly because the development has been horizontally spread and not vertically, right? Tanisandra is a community by itself, great connectivity, you have like-minded residents, and moreover, you're close to all the social infrastructures like schools, malls, restaurants, pubs, cinema halls, hospitals. So everything is there in Tanisandra. And moreover, airport is hardly about 30 minutes from Tanisandra. So I think it perfectly suits his or her requirement.
Okay. Do we have Mr. Vajram online now? Mr. Vajram, am I audible? I think we're yet to establish a connection with him. We are totally at the mercy of the internet and technology. So we'll move to you, Mr. Krishna, yet again. I have a question from Nielsen Reddy. He asks, my budget is roughly between rupees 85 lakh to a crore. I'm not keen on luxury, but I'm looking at a good investment. Which among your projects do you think I should invest in? We are a family of 4. Mr. Krishna, am I audible?
Yeah, yeah, yes, you are. I think, I mean, it's the same data connectivity issue which everyone is facing.
You want
But
me?
okay, you guys can hear me? No, I heard your question. Can you
Okay.
guys hear me?
Yeah, you are audible.
Okay, very good. I think both Tierra and Newtown will be good investment opportunities. Tierra being a ready-to-move-in project, you will be generating immediate cash flow with rentals, or you could save rentals for that matter. On Newtown, since it's an under construction project, you'll have capital appreciation for your investment. So both are located in fast-growing micro markets with potential for great appreciation. So it just depends on how your requirements are. And basically, I'm like, if you have a family of 4, I would say, I'm like, if you want to move in immediately, I think Vajram Tierra is a project which you need to look into. Yeah.
Mr. Reddy, I hope you have heard us. The next question is for Suchindra. Binod Chaturvedi asks us, is connectivity in North Bangalore better off when compared to other upcoming localities?
Yeah, of course, 100%. Again, all because of the airport in place. Keeping in mind the traffic conditions in Bangalore, we are bound to have the 6-lane highway connectivity right from Hebbal to the airport. And we have the outer ring road, we have the peripheral ring roads, we have the nice road connecting Whitefield, Sarjapur, and even Kanakpura. We have a lot of buses and cabs moving in these areas too. So overall, if you see somebody residing in North Bangalore can easily commute to all sides of Bangalore. And looking at the future infrastructure proposals from the government is going to pump in a huge amount of money into the infrastructure in this micro market.
Here's Vaibhav Agarwal asking us, will there be any discount on group bookings? I want to buy a property in Vajram Tierra and 2 of my relatives are also interested. Mr. Krishna, would you want to answer that?
Yeah, Weber, definitely. I mean, like, we do offer referral discounts for customers. We can definitely discuss the pricing. What I can tell you is when more than one booking happens at a time, we're very happy to give definitely a discount on that. So I'm looking forward to meet you, Weber.
Vincent Abraham asks us, we are looking at Vajram Tierra for a post-retirement settlement. We are very early on in this decision-making process. Please suggest which of your projects is suitable for the elderly. Mr. Krishna, would you want to take up that too?
Sure. This is Vincent, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Vincent, for me, Vajram Tierra, because I mean, like, it's got a lot of open spaces. You've got a walking track, and it's a kind of a peaceful neighborhood. Because you have a less density of apartments, I think for post-retirement, this will be a perfect fit for you. So I think, please, once the lockdown is over and before the lockdown, you can do the virtual visit, and then you can talk to our sales consultants, and you can understand how much of open spaces are there in the project, and then that will be a perfect fit for you. Yeah.
Thank you. Suchindra, here's a very interesting question. Ashwin Jairam asks us, I have been wanting to invest in Tanisandra, but my peer group says Whitefield may be a better option. In the long run, which locality has better potential?
We always say there can never be another Whitefield, right? It has probably seen the best of real estate till about 3 years back. The prices have appreciated to about 6,500 to 7,500 per square feet as base price. That's a developed market. Whereas Tanisandra is at an average of 4,000 to 4,500 square feet base price, right? And this is a developing market. So if you look at the price appreciation in the next 5 years, this will be much faster and higher in Tanisandra when you compare it to Whitefield. So if I were you, Ashwin, I had the option to pick one, I would definitely move into Tanisandra.
Okay. We have a question for Mr. Krishna. We are moving from Whitefield because traffic has been a menace. My kids will soon start school and we are seeking admission in North Bangalore-based schools. Which among your projects is better suited for young families with children under 5 years of age. I'm looking at it from a security perspective also. This is Anne Lewis De Silva asking us.
Yeah. So the Silva, I think I'm for you because you're looking at a ready-to-move-in project in North Bangalore. Vajram Theara would be a good fit. This project has got great connectivity with the four-lane road and a good mix of educational institutions which are located close by. The project has also got a lot of open spaces and it's got a very good mix of indoor and outdoor amenities to definitely keep the children engaged. So our projects, I mean, like usually are in a gated communities and security is very well controlled. So I think, Mr. De Silva, you definitely, need to look into Vajram Theara. Yeah, Sneha.
Thanks, Mr. Krishna. I think we have Mr. Vajram back with us right now.
I am extremely sorry. I think, there was some problem with my internet connection. I really apologize. I think sorry about inconvenience. Sorry, guys. Okay.
Here's a question waiting for you, Mr. Vajram. How is water, electricity supply in this project? Would you like to answer that? This is a question from Kirtan Mehrotra.
I think, let's address the question about the water. As a very responsible developers, we follow all the norms that were stipulated for us in terms of water conservation, process. We have a very in-depth rainwater harvesting systems. We basically try to conserve the water that is being generated within our property premises by doing, very good, rainwater pits and all the stuff. And second thing also, we have, implemented one of the, STP, software treatment plant, a very high-end, equipment from one of the leading suppliers. It will help us to conserve the, some portion of your water for the recycling in terms of your flushing cycle, recycled water, other stuff. And other thing also, what we have done is we have implemented the water metering system to help the customer, to use the water very conservatively. So these are the, things what we have done to conserve the water. And in terms of the electricity, I think, we tap the electricity from Karnataka Power Corporation, and we have, very clean and electrical infrastructure. We are also implementing a big, I think, process where the electric infrastructure will be monitored through electronic system. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Ravi Prasad has a question for you, Mr. Vajram. How do you address after-sales grievances? We've had a very bad experience with our previous builder because after the sale, they did not wish to listen to us. I want to be sure that we invest in a sound project by a good developer.
That is a very good question. So for past 5 years before, the RERA, other, bodies came into the picture, we start giving a monthly updates to our customers. Let's say you book a project with, Tiara in about 2017 and 18. Every month we send a report that I get from my production team that actually goes to the customer. It actually specifies, the entire project Gantt chart, and it also breaks down into monthly, quarterly goals. And every month we send the report saying, these are the monthly goals, construction goals, what we have identified for target to do. And end of the month, we give them what is the completion. If there's any issue, we tell how do we, recoup in coming months. So we have always been very, very transparent to the customers with respect to the construction updates and other stuff. We also recently, developed a tool from Salesforce. There's one of the leading CRM company. This tool customer can download on mobile or on iPad. This will enable us for them to get all the updates from the customer related to the project, the demands and everything. And also it has got an inbuilt, ticketing system. So if you have any issues, you can raise the ticket, and it has got certain process and inbuilt algorithm. For example, if the ticket is not resolved in 4 or 5 days, it comes to senior management. If it is not resolved within 10 days, it comes to my desk. So we're doing everything what we can to support the customers, with respect to after sales service. To be honest, I think, we have just delivered, one of our two biggest projects to the tune of 1.5, 15 lakh square feet. We have had very good, very happy customers so far. Thank you, Neha.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Vajram. Suchindra, we have a question for you. Does PropTiger take any brokerage fees? Can you explain the process to me? This is Shankaresh asking us.
Okay, fantastic. So it's an absolute zero charges to all our customers. We are very focused, customer-centric services is provided. We are tied up with RERA approved and reputed builders so that they get the best properties when they have to decide. So coming to the commercials, we charge nothing to the customers. Be assured of that, and the best quality services are given to you.
Mr. Krishna, we have a question from Mithun Rana. Can you please explain how online site visit works? I'm a first-time home buyer with very little experience. I wish to make the most of this lockdown period. Can you please help?
Yeah, Mithun, actually the online site visit is where you see a virtual tour of the building. Post that, you speak with our consultants and then review the project details and proceed with the booking. Post the lockdown period, you will visit the site and confirm that all the details which has been presented to you are accurate. During the entire process, the booking amount is 100% refundable, and you also have 100% price protection. At any point of time between now and the lockdown when it is going to be lifted, you will be in touch with all my sales consultants, because they'll be available to you on a video call or a regular call. They're there to help you, to ensure that the process is full. Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Vajram, here's Shankar M asking us, will there be any spillover effect of COVID-19 on the IT industry and resultantly on Bangalore's real estate? This is a question from Shankar M.
Hi, Shankar. I think, as I said earlier, if you look into some of the few industries, that will not only weather through the COVID-19 pandemic, but also do really well. Some of the few industries are like healthcare, pharma, and realty. The reason, technology. So all these industries, post-COVID, they'll do really well, because, if you look at healthcare, we all know that, how weak the world healthcare infrastructure is. We're going to see a lot of money coming into that. From the pharma side and medical biotech side, there's going to be a lot of money coming in. From IT side, I think, because of e-commerce and built up of digital infrastructure and natural IT position with respect to India and Bangalore, we're going to see, a lot of demand coming down the line. There is going to be one fundamental change what COVID-19 is going to bring us. That is, a lot of corporations in the world, now realizing working from home is not a perk that they give to employees. In fact, it is a great idea for two reasons. During the pandemic, a lot of companies have figured out that their employees are being very efficient working remotely, and corporates are also trying to figure out what is the the costing, what is the saving they get in terms of providing infrastructure for these people, in terms of office rent, supporting services. So you're going to see a tremendous change the way corporate, view working from home. Okay, and you're going to see a lot of technology products coming out, to virtualize your office environment from home. You're going to see, a lot of rollout on the physical digital infrastructure. Now, all of a sudden, your home has become a universe for you. You not only live, not only work, and spend a lot of time. So there will be fundamental shift, the way people work. That is going to be one of the biggest changes post-COVID as a culturally we're going to see. How does it translate to real estate? And obviously, a lot of people who are sitting on the sideline thinking of buying home, not buying home, all of a sudden they realize that, house is a permanent nature and it is going to my office space also. So they're going to jump the wall and start buying the houses. So in general, what I see is COVID-19 is going to bring a lot of changes the way we work, and housing is going to be very primary beneficiary of this change from corporate work to work from home. Thank you, Neha.
Okay. Here's another question for you. In the next 5 years, do you see price appreciation in your project New Town, and by how much? This is Raman Iyengar asking us.
Okay, it's again, a very interesting question. So as I said earlier, first you need to make sure that the micro market where you have, bought the house is in general in a growth pattern. I think Suchindra, Vamsi, we all addressed that, North Bangalore structurally is poised to do very well in next 5 to 10 years. So if you happen to have a house, in North Bangalore, you're in good shape. Within the North Bangalore, I think Thanisandra has always been a hotspot for the North Bangalore market for residential because its proximity to, Manhattan Tech Park. I, generally see there may be very decent appreciation, but to give the numbers, what I've seen in the past, we have done about 3 projects on the Thanisandra Main Road. From I think 2015 to 2014 to 2020, and these are one of the toughest period for realty industries. We all know we had a problem with demonetization. We had a fundamental tax changes in terms of a GST, and the RERA has a lot of issues, and we had NBFC crisis. In spite of all these crises, Thanisandra Main Road has given about 67% of property appreciation. And another important fact is the yield of rent is also very important. It has given about 4 to 5% of rental yield, which is actually very good for residential property. So I would say that, Thanisandra as a micro market has a lot of growth potential. We have to wait and see, how we stand out in the next 5 years.
Okay.
Thank you, Neha. Sneha, thank you.
Mr. Vajram, we had a question for you when we lost you on the line. So I'll get back to that question now. If we were to ask you, what is the core strength of your company? What is the unique offerings that you give? How are you different in the market today? What would you say?
Okay, I think, everybody has to understand the bottom line for any builder is delivering the quality product consistently on time, okay? The customer only cares about getting his house on time with a great quality. He doesn't really bother about you have 1,000 crores of a land bank in South Bangalore, East Bangalore, somewhere else in the world. He's only concerned about his project being delivered on the time. Our philosophy has always been be super aggressive in projects what we committed, deliver them, and be very ultra conservative on launching the new projects. Just to give some numbers to perspective, I think we need to walk the talk what we do. From 2016 to 2019, we have 0 launches. That's 4 years. Okay, the company of our size, which are delivering about 2 lakhs and 2.5 lakhs square feet, in any given 3-4 years, that is a very long time not to launch the project. The reason we did that is we have what we call is a financial spread analysis market. What we do is we take on the left hand side of all the properties what we have committed to build, and we also put all the properties what we're planning to build. That's the 2 buckets, right? One is right and one is left. So you got to analyze as a builder every year, how does the analysis look like? If you run the financial analysis model, let's say you find out that because of demonetization, what happened in 2016, the market demand is going to be very slow, and the model tells you that you have a 20% chances not delivering the project on time. Then we stop there. If it's a 10% chance, we build that. That is a very fundamental philosophy that we follow from the day when. As a company, we don't want to build the revenue, we want to build the balance sheets. That is one of the key differentiation factor from Vajram perspective. If you look at an individual or a builder, there is only one reason a builder goes bad in terms of delivery. stretching its ability in many projects. There is only reason why all the Indian builders have failed. It's not because of they're not bad company. It's not because they don't want to deliver the project. They have a bad location and they don't have a good quality policies. It's only one reason builder fails is, they've overstretched themselves. As a philosophy, we don't do that. And we are just said right now, last 4 years, we had 0 launches. Second and very important distinction in general, like a unique features of Vajram is, as a builder, we believe that, building good quality homes consistently is your core competency. I personally spend 70 to 90% of my time figuring out how to build. Because as I said earlier, we take very few projects, based upon market conditions. So we are 100% in-house backward integrated, construction company. Our material philosophy is such that we buy the best of the material. Just to give an example that, you take a steel, which is a fundamentally very big ticket item, in a project of 200 crores, it can make a impact of 7 to 8 crores. As a policy, from the beginning, we only buy top tier steel, Jindal, Tata, or Vajram. I'm not saying other products are bad. I'm saying these products are the best. And we don't waver. We don't look into, hey, let's figure out, what is the price of, let's say, third-party steel. And generally, you can say about 3 to 4 crores. That is one of our philosophy. Second is, as a construction, we have a very good infrastructure. And think, we have one of the great, fantastic team, group of engineers and support teams, very talented, very dedicated, and our attrition rate is next to 0. So we're very fortunate to have this kind of a team, and we also have a very good infrastructure in terms of the, built up. Like, we have our own shuttering material. We just paid 6 crores, order to bring a My1 technology. And other part is, is about the designs. Okay, if you look at the designs, we actually employ some of the best design houses that the money can buy in India. I'll just give an example. Okay, we work with architectural consultant called Space Matrix. They are a Singapore-based company. Wonderful people. We've been working with them for the last 5-6 years. They have really delivered. They understood our philosophy. Okay, we actually spend a lot of time on the design also. If you get the design right, you win half the battle. So if you look at the unique positions, okay, we have a great design. We spend a lot of time to do the design. We do our own construction, and we don't overstretch our, ability to serve our commitments. So these are all some of the, unique features or some of the great advantages of the Vajram. And as I said, we actually try to build a balance sheet, not the revenues. Thank you, Neha.
Thank you, Mr. Vajram. So we've all overshot the time limit. So we'll close this webinar now, and we'll hear a closing statement from all of you, starting with you, Suchindra.
I would like to wrap it up by sharing a quote once an investor had told me: "Don't wait to buy real estate, but buy and then wait." I think it's the right time, and if you need any assistance, PropTiger is always there. Stay home, stay safe, and thanks a lot.
Mr. Krishna.
I thank everyone for attending this webinar. As Suchi said, stay safe and hope normalcy returns. And thank you, Sneha, for making this happen.
Mr. Vajram.
Thank you, Sneha. Thank you all for joining. I'm extremely sorry that I got disconnected. It was very tense period for me for 10-15 minutes. I'm not a technically sound person to fix all these issues, but I want all of you to stay home and stay safe and enjoy the time you have with your family. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, panelists, for being with us today and answering the queries. Thank you, viewers, for joining us on Project Talk. We hope to have answered your questions. Should you have any questions after this, please drop in these questions on our social media handles. Until yet another episode of Project Talk, stay safe, stay healthy. Goodbye.
Thank you.